Hey again, it's Devin, and today we are trying out Last Chance BBS. I think that's right. Did I get the name right? Sorry, Last Call BBS. This is a Zachtronics game. If you're not familiar with Zachtronics, I believe it is actually a single individual who builds these games, and they are sort of programming based puzzle games, a lot of them. This one's a little bit different. This one is sort of a simulator of a fictional old computer system. So this is the game. It is this computer interface. We've got this little note to kind of tell us what we're getting into here. Ask and you shall receive. This is my old Sawayama machine, all set up like it was back then. I even got the BBS running again so you can dial in and download more of these retro games. Hey, I have to admit, I'm still getting used to that term. Anyway, the story of all this stuff is also a story about people. So I wrote a few notes about how I came across these things and whatever else came to mind as I was getting it ready. You might find it interesting. You might not. It's there either way. Have fun. We have an empty address book too, and then looks like this is the only note in the Notes app. I guess that's the HandyMate app. Yeah. And you may be able to hear there's even a fake hard drive, like um, platter access sound when you start one of the applications. It's something you don't get anymore with SSDs, but that will be familiar to the older computer users watching. We have a solitaire game here. I think this is pretty straightforward. I have actually played this before, but it has been a while, so I won't tell you that I remember everything about it. It looks like it's draw 3. And I don't think I'm going to make you watch me play solitaire. I think this is pretty by the books solitaire game. So let's see what else we can get into here. All right, this is our software to connect to the fake BBS. If you don't know what a BBS is, it is a bulletin board system. Well, that's what it stands for anyway. That doesn't really tell you what it does. What it does is it's kind of it's a way that people connected computers together before most people had access to what we think of now as the internet. What you would do is you would dial through a modem that hooked up to the phone line. You would dial in to a local computer system that someone else ran, and they would often have multiple phone lines coming in so that multiple people could connect to this at the same time. And it would give you access to something like the internet, except it was entirely stored on one computer. So you might have text files that you could access, you might have pictures, you might have a way to mail people who also connected to the same BBS. Some of them had games that you could play, mostly text based, although there were other things that you could download. Let's go ahead and connect to this, and you won't have to try to imagine so much what I'm telling you. Although I don't know how authentic this one is. And I'm not really even the right person to say because I was aware of BBSs, but as far as I knew, there weren't any that were local to me, so I never actually connected to one, although I knew what they were. I started the BBS thinking nobody would really use it, so imagine my surprise when the first user dialed in. Then the next, then the next. I like to think it was a big community success story, although you can't argue with the free downloads either. People used to call that wares, and the computer industry called it illegal piracy. I won't try to justify it. I just wanted to share the cool stuff I found, a lot of which you couldn't get any other way. For a while, Last Call was about as big a BBS as you could find in the Kansas City area. That was important in the era of long distance telephone fees. Yeah, you needed to find a BBS that was local to you because if you didn't, then you would have to pay long distance fees to your phone company for the entire time that you were connected. There is a documentary about BBSs that you might find interesting if this sounds cool. I think it's just a fascinating time in, I guess, like connected computer history. Um, Give me just a second. I'm going to try to look up the name of the documentary just in case you might want to know more about this. Oh, well, this is easy. It's called BBS the documentary. And apparently you can watch it for free at bbsdocumentary.com. So you might find that interesting. All right, what can we do here? Come on in, take a seat, and let the barkeep serve up something you never knew you needed. Press a key 1 through 7 to view more information about a file. We have the list of files available on this BBS. And it looks like these are all games in this case, although most BBSs had other content as well. As the note here alludes to, sometimes wares or pirated software that you could download from the BBS. That was, I think, a common thing to do over BBSs. Let's just try the first one, Dungeons and Diagrams. The point of this game is to figure out what the map looks like by filling in squares according to the numbers on the top and side while making sure you follow the rules. It's a fun puzzle and good to kill time with. Stick it to the man by putting it on your work terminal if you don't think the boss will see. Any trouble you get in at the office is your own responsibility. Okay, let's download this. Now, this is not a BBS game. This is just a game that you happen to download from a BBS. But there were games that ran on the BBS, and a lot of times they would have some kind of multiplayer functionality. MUDs, multi-user dimensions, I think a lot of times ran on BBSs. So you would have, this is sort of the predecessor to an MMO RPG, massively multiplayer online RPG like World of Warcraft. No graphics, but a single world that everyone existed in, and they might not even be playing simultaneously, but things that they would do might have an impact on players who played later. This is entirely simulated, by the way. This is not downloading from anywhere. This is just a fake download time to better simulate the experience of connecting to a BBS and downloading a game. So we'll give this a little while to finish. I wonder if we can start another download while we try this game, because it might be tedious to sit here and watch game after game download. File saved. Saved to drive 0. Oh, okay, so we can't start another download right away. I think this was also common for BBSs. You would need to only download so much. I think some of them had limits for how long you could be connected because they had a limited number of phone lines and they wanted to make sure that they gave access to as many people as they could. So let's just disconnect. What are these others? World time? Is that just going to tell us the time? And these are fairly authentic to the sounds that you would hear while connecting to anything via modem. World time server. You're thinking, a world clock. What's the big deal? Sure, I know it might not seem that impressive today, but you have to remember this was before everything was networked together. Dialing into the world time server was the first time I realized, hey, I'm really connected to the whole world through this thing. It's hard to describe what that feeling was like, but I suppose that's why you're into these old machines in the first place. Isn't that right? You're looking for that same rush of excitement I felt when I realized computers would change the world. Yeah, yeah, this is cool. Let's disconnect. Let's try equity first. This is maybe a bank that you can dial into. When I first started using the internet, it was through a dial up modem. And actually, the first online services I used were not the internet, but they were sort of closed off services like Prodigy and CompuServe, and later America Online. And at least in the beginning, those services did not give you access to the internet. They were basically like big fancy BBSs. You dialed in and you were connected to all the content that they had. Um, okay, so this one is a stock ticker, but America Online got huge for a time, and you would actually see commercials on TV that would tell you the AOL keyword for the product or company that was being advertised in the commercial, and that was how you accessed content on America Online. You clicked a button that would bring up a text field where you typed in a keyword, and then that would take you to that piece of content on America Online. There were other ways too. There were menus you could navigate to get to things. But if you just wanted to go directly to one thing, you would need to know the keyword and type it in. Sort of how you might use a domain name right now to access a website. Although I don't know how many people actually do that. I guess we need to know how to play this game. We have a tutorial. Hark, brave adventurer. In this game, you must use logic to complete the dungeon map by placing walls in the correct spaces. The number next to each row indicates how many walls it contains. Left click to place walls. Every empty space in a map is part of either a treasure room or a hallway. Right click to mark empty spaces. This is similar to Sudoku. Treasure rooms are always 3x3 with a single entrance and a single chest. The chest can be in any of the spaces. Every monster is in a dead end. Every dead end contains a monster. All empty spaces connect into a single contiguous shape. Diagonal spaces are never considered to be adjacent. Hallways are always one space wide. Outside of treasure rooms, there will never be a 2x2 block of empty spaces. Okay. Place all walls correctly to solve the puzzle and unlock more. Let's try the first one. Let's see if we can do this. This one's easy. There are 4 walls here. There are only 4 spaces, so that's that. Okay, what else do we know? This has to be in a 3x3. Oh, this is a 7. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 8. This is a 0. So all of these are empty. This is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's one more empty on that row. One, two, three, four. There are two more empty on this row. I'm not sure. Okay, well, these have to be empty because there has to be access to those, which means 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. We have the walls for that one. And you have to have access to these, so this one has to be empty too, because you can't move diagonally. So I think that has to be those four. And that's the end of this row. Nothing else there. Oh, and that means everything else here is a wall, right? Yeah. Which means these rows, that's our 3x3. Oh, this is a 4, so those are all walls. That's a 1, so those are all empty. This has 3, so all of these are walls. That's our entrance to the treasure room. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that has to be filled. This has to be empty because that column is done. And this has to be filled. There we go. Dungeons and Diagrams was a fun little puzzle game that spread through the office. It was an older version than this, with simpler graphics. Someone gave it to me who got it from his friend, who got it from a different friend, and so on. That's how things spread. The guy who made it was in Finland, but nobody knew how to contact him. We all would have liked to send him some money, but how? Eventually, I was able to make contact by going through a connection in the Sawayama Nordic office. Such a small world back then. And again, all of this is fictional. Everything we're doing right now is fictional. But it does give you a feel for what computing was like at this time. Slightly before my time, but I'm sort of aware of this kind of stuff. And you wouldn't have had, I don't think you would have had anything with graphics this sophisticated. Although I guess in the BBS's stuck around for a while, so in the later days you would have. All of these are full, and that finishes this column. I won't do any more than one more of these. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I don't really know anything about that yet. This has to be in a 3x3, but it can be in any space, so I don't really know anything about that either. This is a 6, and I guess there are 7 left, so I don't know. Well, I know this one's empty. Oh, then that means I know all the rest are full, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And that means this has to be empty because you have to be able to get there. Okay. We're getting somewhere. These two... Oh, wait. Is that true? This enemy can't be in the treasure room, I don't think. So that means that would have to be filled. That may be a bad assumption, but I don't think it is. And that means these have to be empty. Okay. And these will complete that row. What What else do I know? What else can I deduce? This has to be the exit to the treasure room, I think. And the treasure room has to otherwise be surrounded. Is that true? Tell me about the treasure room. Always 3x3 with a single entrance. Yeah. That has to be the entrance. Okay. Still not enough to complete anything. That has to be open. Which means these two have to be walls. Okay. And that means this has to be open. Which means these two have to be walls. Those are all open. Okay. Those will complete that row. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we don't... Well, that can't be closed. So that has to be that column. This guy has to be in a dead end. So that means this needs to be a wall, right? But can you have a 4x4? Have I screwed something up here? Or can you have a 2x2 of walls? Okay, it says there will never be a 2x2 block of empty space, but it doesn't say you can't have a 2x2 of walls. And I think you have to have that one to put him at a dead end. And then you have to have these two empty. And now these are empty because that row is done. And what else do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's still one empty here. This guy has to be in a dead end, so that means this has to be a wall. That means that has to be empty, which means this is the wall. Nice. I like this one a lot. I think this is a fun game. I won't play any more of it though. We will start... Should have done this earlier. But, of course, this is how it has to happen. What does adding new servers do? You can create your own dial-up servers with a little JavaScript. Oh. That opened a browser. Oh, this is... wow. Yeah, you can actually create your own server that people can connect to from within this game, I believe. You've reached your download quota. Hang up and call back in. Oh, here we go. Timing was perfect. Let's just try the second one, 20th Century Food Court. See if you can make food for people in the future in this factory game from Zach Maddox. Definitely a weird premise, but once you try it, you might enjoy it, especially if you're technically minded. The interface reminds me of this guy I know who has a whole room in his house dedicated to a machine that makes electronic noise. It sounds terrible, but he loves it. Oh, this one is more difficult than the last one. Let's give it a shot. Oh wow, it's going to take 3 minutes of actual time. What can we do in the meantime? I guess we could play more of the other game? What else can we get into here? What's this? Oh yeah, this is cool. Okay, these are the totally fictional specs of this totally fictional system. So it has a Sawayama Z5 Power Lance processor, 500 XB of memory, a Tech XHD micro disk drive, a Netronics Net 1 modem. Oh, okay. So these are the actual settings for the game. Oh, this is so good. Pixel scaling, we can do perfect or stretch, and we're doing stretch now. Huh. The screen effect, I guess, is the rounding on the edges. Sounds. Keyboard type. Hold the Alt key and click text to read it aloud. Oh.
Dungeons and diagrams.
That's cool. And what do we have here? Network histograms. Show or hide. I don't know where those are. Where are the histograms? Huh. Leaderboards. Show or hide. Top percentile. 10th percentile. Yeah, this is such a clever thing. Apparently, this is supposed to be the last Zachtronics game, which is a little bit sad. These games, I enjoy them. They usually pretty quickly get very difficult, but I do enjoy playing them. This one's the best, though. None of them are like this. This one, just this whole interface, the way this one's presented is really just incredible. A minute left. I don't think I can look at the next puzzle for a minute. Well, I know what's happening here. What else do I know? I know there are only 2 blocks here. So I know that the back, there's not an extra back wall against the treasure room in this row or in this column, because that would not be possible. This guy has to be at a dead end, so these 2 have to be filled. Do all these have to be filled now? Yeah, they do. Okay. And that means this is open, this is open. Okay. Oh, download is finished. How far am I from finishing this? I think I'm pretty far. Yeah. We might just abandon that. Let's try this new game. I'm just going to let it stay connected. Maybe it will make a sound and alert me when I'm ready to start a new download. Okay, now this, this is meant to emulate what some of the piracy groups would do. What they would do is they would crack a game. So there's a lot of games will have some sort of anti-piracy protection on them, and in order to distribute them for free on a BBS or somewhere else, they need to be cracked. So some group of programmers that kind of do just this thing for fun will crack the game, and they aren't content with just doing that. They want you to know that they did it. So they'll create these screens, usually with fancy graphics and sound, and put them on the front of the game to sort of advertise their cracking group and promote whatever they want to promote to you. And then you click on through and you'll get to the actual game. I think maybe that kind of stuff, I don't think that stuff happens anymore, but they will distribute files with the correct copies that sort of promote their groups. To be clear, I have pirated games in the past, but none of these games that I have played on the channel are pirated. They were all purchased by me. Alright, 20th Century Food Court. I don't think I've touched this one at all. I think pretty much the only game I played when I played this was that Dungeons and Diagrams. I think I got totally hooked on that one. Greetings, operator. Historians agree that eating was of primary importance to the people of the 20th century, and that's why the 20th century experience takes special care to present authentic recreations of the simple but hearty meals humans ate during this period. As part of our commitment to offering our visitors the real deal, the 20th Century Food Court uses only late 20th century equipment to prepare all of its food. Many diners tell us they can tell the difference between the mass-produced molecular synthesized foods of other historical recreations and ours, which is lovingly handmade with humble factory robots. We trust you'll be able to get up to speed using this equipment to manufacture these authentic ancient foods quickly and efficiently. Thanks, the management. Is that this? Yeah, that's that. All right. 212 is... What does this mean? A showcase of all the richness and variety the ancients had to offer. Pretzels and nachos, foods from opposite ends of the earth, commingle harmoniously in this demonstration of the sheer power and scale of the 20th century's greatest trade caravans. Okay, so this is just a puzzle. Oh wow. What am I supposed to do here? Instructions. Create a wire or conveyor by left-clicking. Move a wire or part, also left-clicking. Clone a part, control, and left-click. Delete a wire or part, right-click. Rotate a part, A or D. Hide all wires, shift, and then play, step, or stop, or Q, W, and E. We've got sample orders, an auto-ejecting stacker, wire a stacker to itself to make it eject after stacking. Ingredients, we've got a tray, nacho, pretzel, stack on the tray, dispense the cheese, deliver the output, complete all the orders. Alright, I don't know. I don't know if I'm prepared for this, but... Okay. Okay. How do I... Okay, that's easy enough. Alright, what do we need to do? Okay, I can move these. Is it intelligent? Does it know? Oh, I don't think that's gonna work. Maybe I should just hit go and see what happens. What are our orders? So this first order is... Oh, I need to stop. Our first order is gonna be for nachos. Oh. Will that work? Oh, that does not work. Okay. What am I missing here? I need a stacker. How does this work? How do you make this work? Because it's not doing anything. Okay, the thing comes out of there. What are these? Okay, so that's going to trigger the nacho. And how do we get the cheese going here? Okay, so there are pretzel orders as well. That work? That should work. But I will need a stacker. Let's grab this stacker. Oh, the stacker. Oops. It's no good. How do I... Yeah. Okay. Wire it to itself to make it stack, I think it said. Stack and then eject. And then we have cheese. Does that? How do you wire in the cheese? I think I just need to see what this does. These products cannot be stacked. Why? What have I missed here? Do we have to... Oh, so they both have to come in at the same time? Is that what it... Is that what the problem is? So what happens if I start this? They come out at different times. I just want to get one of these working. I don't care. I'm not going to try to get both of them to work. Okay, so you can't feed into that way. What about this? Oh, that works. Okay. Now I just need to figure out how to get the cheese. We've got stack and eject. Okay, well that's going to need to be connected. But does that do anything to hook those two together? It does not. What will make that work? This is probably not intended to be this difficult. Don't need those. Don't need that yet. Yeah, I can't hook that up. What would that do? There is no product beneath this dispenser, so it just triggers it immediately. What other machines are there? A scanner? Oh. So I can use this maybe to trigger the cheese. Let's move this down one more. And if the scanner gets a nacho, the nacho gets the cheese. Oh, that happens immediately. So this needs to be over here, directly across from... Look at that, we delivered an order. But we'd have no way of delivering... This should be easy, right? Is it just... Ooh. Is it not? Can we not do that? Okay. I think this should work. Look at that. A showcase of all the richness and variety the ancients had to offer. Pretzels and nachos, foods from opposite ends of the earth, commingle harmoniously in this demonstration of the sheer power and scale of the 20th century's great trade caravans. Then we've got some reviews. We can record a GIF, I guess, to share. Nice. Oh. I had to include a little game by Zach Maddox in this little collection. They were an odd duck in the whole lake full of odd ducks. In those early days, there wasn't much common wisdom about what computer games should be, so you saw all kinds of approaches that would seem bizarre today. Imagine a whole studio dedicated to making games where you basically had to do computer programming to beat them. Quite a niche, right? They were based in Harrogate in the UK, and I met the founder Zachary McGann once at a Sawayama event. And that, you may have surmised, is ironic because this Zachtronics makes games where you have to program to win. Can we... Oh, not quite. Let's see if we can get one more in before we cut this off. I will start another download, and then maybe we can try the next puzzle in the food court, or at least play with it for a little while the next game is downloading. My first modem was a 2400 baud modem, and that means 2400 bits per second, whereas my current internet is 1 gigabit per second, so 1 billion bits per second. So that's how far we've come. Let's go back to the file listing. And oh, yeah, actually, the Steed Force Hobby Studio. This is a weird one, but it's probably worth seeing. It kind of will give you an idea of the range of this, what's effectively a mini game collection, but in a package that is almost as good as the contents. Maybe while that is downloading, I can get through the original Hot Pocket experience. What do we have here? What do we have to do? Will we get different instructions? We do. Okay, the keys and everything are the same. Sample order. A countdown timer. Wire one input to start and have the other count down. So we're first going to have to microwave it and then eject it when it's done. Then we stack it on a tray and spit it out. Let's see if we can figure out how to do that. We need a microwave. I just put it directly into the microwave? Can you wire that one to itself? What does this do? Nothing. What is this machine? Oh. Oh, this is the freezer? Oh, okay, so this is going to put out the tray. Okay. Maybe we should do that. What does this do? Oh, right. We need to... Do we stack first? We stack last. So maybe that. What does this do? Nothing. So we need a timer. A counter. Excuse me. Oh, okay. So we need to sense and add 1 as long as it's not done, and then eject when it's 0? Nope, that didn't do anything. Oh, okay, so we were adding 0, now we're adding 1. That didn't do anything. What did it? Oh, that's just a counter for how many. Why do I need that here? What are my other machines? Cooks foodstuffs by subjecting them to high-frequency electromagnetic radiation, causing their molecules to vibrate. Continuously modifies an internal counter value by pre-programmed amounts when 1 or more inputs are active. Outputs indicate when the current value is 0 or positive. Yeah, I'm having trouble wrapping my head around how these fit together. We're not going to need a scanner, right? Because the only thing here is Hot Pockets. Counter value. Outputs indicate when the current value is 0 or positive. 0 or positive. So maybe I need to count. That's for 0 or positive. There's only one order. Nothing else. I know I need a stacker at some point. But how do I get from here to there? This doesn't seem to do anything. It just spits it straight out. The counter has to have something to do with it. Let's unhook eject and see what happens. Oh. So every time it heats one unit, and it needs to heat 4, it increments here. How can we do this? How can we use this? Can I set a... I can't set a starting value for the counter, can I? Is 0 or positive. That gets the pocket out. If this is gone, it never comes out, right? Yeah, it never comes out. So that one has to go. I would like for it to -1 if this could start from 4. But how can I get it to do that? It'd be cool if I could split this somehow. I just want to see if this would work. That does work. Is that too hot? No, I think that's perfect. That's what is intended. Do I only need to make one of these? Because if I only need to make one, then this might work. Then I just need to stack it. What does this do? Look at that. That's it, right? Oh. Yeah, there we go. Recently unearthed from an underground cache and frozen for over 700 years, these original Hot Pockets are as fresh as the day they were made by the ancients themselves. Don't miss out, available for a limited time only. Is this Hot Pocket product placement? Did they pay to be featured in this game? Because that would be the wildest part of this so far. Alright, let me show you this one, and then we'll get out of here. This is Steed Force Hobby Studio. By the way, let's... oh, I guess we can't see the list anymore while this is counting down. I think there were 7 games in there, though. And this one... It's kind of weird to call this a game. It's not really a game. It's more just a toy. One of my coworkers used to enjoy this robot cartoon show called Steed Force, which he first saw on TV growing up in Brazil. Later he had the idea it'd be fun to build some of the models with his son, but importing the kits from Japan was impossible unless you were willing to pay crazy amounts of money to have someone there ship them to you. This was before you could just order whatever you wanted on the computer. But instead he made something just as cool, or maybe even better, a complete model building simulation based on the show. So that's what we are toying with right now. how do you... Oh, right, you have to grab a tool. Here are our tools. We can grab the snips and start cutting things out. Oh yeah, I need to cut the bottoms of all these too. Okay. Oh, let's put that there. Cut out these. Are there instructions? This is just... Yeah, there sort of are. Not really. Suggestions for painting. There we go. That one is cut. I don't know if it makes sense to cut all this stuff out first. What are we doing here? Let me look at the manual again. All right, it's in Japanese. These two we can probably... Oh no, there's something... Oh, this probably goes in the middle, right? Does that? That's not doing anything, is it? Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. We have assembled the head. I like to talk about Sunday afternoon games, and I think this could be a nice Sunday afternoon game. I want to just chill out and turn off my brain for a little while. So I'm going to build a fake robot model. Does this go? That goes, yeah. And this one is here. They have a nice, satisfying snap when you get them connected properly. Okay, I know those two halves of the shield go together. Oh, there we go. Oh, and these two halves of the gun will go together. Well, these? No, I guess those are not. Oh, yeah, like that. Okay. It's coming along, slowly but surely. Those pieces will go together. It's strange that... Oh, okay, if I hit escape, it puts the tool down. I was gonna say, it's strange that I have a button to pick up the tool, but none to put it down. But it's just escape to put it down. Did I clip that one? Yeah, they're clipped. Okay. Oh, this probably goes here. Maybe not yet. Maybe there's something else. Like that. Those don't snap together, so there must still be... Oh, right. I don't have those. Okay. I wonder if I would like doing this in real life. I should probably watch some people do this on Twitch. I know this is kind of a big deal right now. Okay. Um, I like that it's fairly obvious what fits together, because this could be really tedious otherwise. Oh. Okay. There we go. What now? What now? Let's look at those instructions again. That goes into... Where is that piece? Oh, I guess those are these, right? So this is this. And that goes in here. These vents go on the chest. Right? No? Or maybe there's another piece between? Huh. And is there something else that needs to go on to make the head work? Huh. Well, this is part of the leg, right? Yes. So there's a leg. There's a leg. Is this the piece, like the elbow joint? Seems to be. Okay, so those are the arms and legs. And is it that? No. No, not that. Okay, these are the feet. But they don't just go straight onto the bottom of the legs, do they? These go on. Yeah. There we go. And now the feet at the bottom. Okay. Oh, these are the fists. And I could go ahead and attach those to the arms, I think. There's one. There's another. And these will snap in now. Okay. Where is, like, what goes here? This is like the belt there, and then the joints for the legs. So I can probably go ahead and put those on. Sure enough, does that? Sure looks like it could go right there. Oh, it goes there. Is that? No. No, we're not quite there yet, I guess. Yeah, that's premature. Oh, maybe this now? Yeah. And now? The legs? Perfect. We're missing something here. That's these? Yes. And where did the other one of those go? Oh, here we go. Is this? Ah. Yes. Now, why do these not go? Oh, they're side specific, so they'll only snap into the correct side. All right, now I've got a bunch of weird little pieces. I'm just gonna kind of hover them around. Hopefully they'll snap into something. Oh, there we go. Okay. And this? Right. That's the shield. This is the gun. And now, will I ever be able to find where these go? Oh. Yes. You might wonder why I included this program since it's not really a game in the strict sense of the word. It's more like a toy or some kind of weird simulator without any particular goal. I guess the reason is I was just so impressed by the lengths this guy went to making all of this art and everything and releasing it all for free just because he wanted to build some model kits with his kid. I think that's such a great expression of the creativity of that early computer era. There weren't nearly as many rules or commercial pressures. You could just make a fun toy, and that was the whole point. We did it. We've assembled everything. Now, let's try to paint. Let's try to paint this one. What even is this? Is that like masking tape? Is that what that is? Oh, well, now I've gone and done it. Okay. Pin wash. I probably need to... Tips. Use tweezers to remove masking tape you no longer need. Use the pin wash to darken panel lines after painting your model. Press space to quickly open and close the instructions. Hold shift when grabbing a part to detach it. Press tab to open tools. When using the masking tape, hold shift to adjust its position. Use tweezers to remove masking tape. Yep, that's all the tips, I guess. Can we zoom? I don't think we can. So we're just gonna have to make this work the best we can. Oh. How hard is it gonna be to paint those little pieces? Without getting the edges. Is that going to be hard? That's a big brush. Is that the size of the brush I have to use? If so, I'm going to need a lot more masking tape to get that kind of accuracy. Oh, crap. Now, how big is it again? I still need to mask off more. I just want to see what that... Hey, that worked pretty well. This is going to take literally forever. Not literally forever, but it's going to take a very long time. I'll just do a little bit and then you can use your imagination. Imagine what the rest of this process will be like. There is something very zen about it. Very relaxing. Let's mask off a bunch more so we can... You would think you would want... Oh, this is an airbrush, right? It's not a... You would think you would want some other tool besides just an airbrush. Like, sure, have an airbrush. Now, is there... How am I going to... Because this is pretty wide. How am I going to paint this red? I think what I should have done... Oh, what should I have done? I have no idea how you would actually do this. Oh, wait. No, I know exactly how you would do it. You would paint these before you put them on. Right? That's what you would do if you were not a big dum-dum and put it all together first. Yeah. So can I take stuff apart? I can. So I could airbrush these. Oh yeah, so much easier. Who could have predicted? Who could have predicted this? Gotta remember I've got shortcut keys that I can use. Okay, now... Can I mask in such a way that I can paint just those little circular areas? Oh, doesn't like that. Does that get it done? I don't know. Guess we'll find out. And I need this lighter gray. What does that look like? That's gonna look like garbage, isn't it? Can I like maybe round it off a little bit? It's not easy. Maybe if you were doing this, you'd be like, yeah, that's good enough. Do I just need to be better at the masking, like more pieces of tape to create a rounder anything right there. What about that? I can't even really tell if that's the area that I want, but I guess we're about to find out. Oh yeah, that's a big mess right there. Do not leave me in charge of painting your models. Yeah, that's a catastrophe, but hey, it's something. I got it painted. Yeah, that is really something. Got 4 parts painted. So I'm sure based on that, you can imagine what this would look like completed. We'll do some of these big parts here. We need to paint white. All right. Perfect. That's exactly what we were looking for there. All right. Well, that is Last Call BBS. Or at least 3 of the games, 3 of the applications available in it. Let's go back to this listing and just look at them. So you have not seen Kabufuda Solitaire. I think, is that different from this one maybe? This one's Sawayama Solitaire maybe? So maybe that is different. I don't know how to pronounce this. The Forbidden Path. Hack Match ROM plus emulator. That's cool. And Chip Wizard Professional. I think this is like a... I think this is where it gets serious. But I will leave that as an exercise for the viewer. Yeah, that's Last Call BBS. I think this is so cool, just the way all these games are presented. So maybe this is something that you like as well. You can play some really well-designed games and also have the feeling that you're using an old computer system, which is kind of fun. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you next time.